Closing a loophole in Ohio's rape law. A husband or wife can drug their spouse, render them unconscious, sexually assault them, and they can't be charged with felony rape. Evan Millward is on your side tonight, exposing the loophole and the struggle to close it.
It started with a feeling fuzzy.
I'd wake up with certain parts of my clothes not on when I knew I went to bed with them on. I'd wake up with weird tastes in my mouth. Different things would show up in my drinks.
Court records show it was Xanax dissolved into Mandy Lewis's drink, or even right into her sleeping mouth. Then it was Ambien liquefied and put into droppers. Lewis confronted her then husband between 2005 and 2008 more than once.
His excuse for doing it was I needed more sleep.
Suspicious, she looked in his cell phone in October '08. Turns out the drugs weren't the only things he was doing to her.
It was really confusing seeing myself in that position on these videos.
3 videos. Lewis saw herself unconscious, raped.
I didn't remember any of it. I remembered none of it.
A visit to Indianapolis police, a divorce, and an admission of guilt followed. Her husband writing he was, quote, drugging you to take advantage of you out of desperation. Rape charges were filed in 2011. He was convicted in 2014.
I was lucky I had videos. I had letters. He confessed to another person. I was lucky. There are a lot of women and men who come forward and don't have videos and don't have hard evidence, hard proof that something happened to them. So they're basically shamed and scared to come forward.
Lewis was lucky geographically, too. Some victims also don't have legal means to charge their spouse for rape. Indiana, where Lewis lives, closed all of the exemptions in 1998. Next door in Ohio.
It was just offensive to me that still existed in our code.
The spousal exemption in the marital rape law is still there. It is one of 17 states that have that loophole.
You would think that it wouldn't be the uphill battle that it has been.
Legislators have kicked a bill to close the exemption around Ohio's capital for about 5 years.
So what's the roadblock?
There are, I believe, a few powerful legislators who are unsupportive of this issue. And because of that, we have never been able to get it across the finish line.
Representatives Kristen Boggs and Tavia Golonsky are trying to finally close it now with House Bill 279.
The news is, though, I'm not aware of anyone who's in direct opposition. And so that has a lot of weight. When you stand on the House floor and say to people, I actually had no one opposing this, this is a law that Ohioans want us to move forward on.
But it doesn't have a hearing yet, even though some minds are changing. The Ohio Prosecuting Attorneys Association is one past opponent. Executive Director Lou Tobin told the Associated Press in May, quote, in the past, I know that there's been some concern that these cases are difficult to prove. They can be a lot of he said, she said back and forth. But sorting through those things is what prosecutors are for.
This idea that eliminating the spousal exception to rape is going to open up the floodgates of criminal cases and open up the floodgates to false accusations is totally unfounded. It is just the worst type of fear-mongering that you can have amongst our colleagues.
Lewis has grown a lot since her husband's conviction, but can't shake frustration with the system.
If I was that person and there was an exemption in Indiana when I went through this and they told me there's nothing I could do, I don't know where I'd be now.
House Bill 279 would also end the statute of limitations on rape in Ohio. It doesn't have a hearing date set, though, in committee in the House. And with only a few weeks left in session, senators and staff I spoke to in both chambers say it doesn't look likely to make it to the Senate and then onto the governor's desk. It's one we'll keep following for you. I'm Evan Millward, 9 on your side.